Welcome to another edition of Sports with Royalty. I'm your host, Cornelius. Welcome back. It's been a while. Like I said, it's a process. Got a lot of things going on. Hanging there with your boy. More content, more consistently will be coming. Today, I want to discuss the NFL playoff picture. Scores from yesterday. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles beating the Bills 13-12. Josh Allen, 23 of 35, 262. Jalen Hurts, 13-27, 110, 1 TD, no interception. A big win for Philadelphia on the road in a hostile environment. I think right now that we all need to have our eyes open for the Eagles. They are the defending Super Bowl champs. And I think right now, the Eagles are not getting the proper attention that they deserve. You have to give the respect to the champions. Ain't nobody took the crown yet. So that's if you're a fan of somebody in the NFC, you should be worried about the Eagles, of course. Teams get hot at the right time. And I've seen it many times go into the playoffs and get on the street. Nobody cares about the Giants and Raiders. That was the first pick bowl. Okay? Jacksonville 23, Colts 17, Trevor Lawrence 23 of 37, 263, no TDs, one pick. Phillip Rivers, the old gunslinger, 17 of 30, 147, one TD, one interception. The Seattle Seahawks 27, Panthers 10. Sam Darnold, 18 of 27, 147, one TD, one pick. Next week, it's a showdown between the Seahawks and the 49ers for the number one seed. The 49ers trying to clinch to have a home field advantage throughout the playoffs. That's going to be very interesting. New England, 42 to 10 over the Jets. The story right here is Drake May. I have been on Drake May the entire year. I've told y'all. The New England quarterback. The boys are balling. Fantastic game. It was a Jets, but it doesn't matter. This guy been playing like this, lights out, all year long. 19 of 21, 256 yards, 5 TDs, no picks. Just when you think the New England Patriots are finished and the dynasty is dead, here comes somebody like Drake May. When he needs to tuck the ball and run, he does. Accurate throw of the football. Love to watch him play. I'm a huge fan of Drake May. And I think he deserves all of the praise for what he's been able to do this year. And it's just wonderful. New England Patriots, man. Just when you think they're going to sink to the bottom, they still got their head afloat. So that's a hell of a game for Drake May. Pittsburgh 6, Browns 13. Rodgers, 21 of 39, 168. No TDs, no picks. Shadur Sanders, 17 of 23, 186. 1 TD, 2 picks. Decent game for Shadur. Browns defense really locked in. And if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you have to be a little bit worried right now. Because next week you have to face the Baltimore Ravens, winner take all. Next week is going to be absolutely incredible. 49ers and Seahawks, winner takes all division. Then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. The Panthers will be facing, I think it's in Tampa for the division. Next week is going to be do or die for everybody. You win, you lock up your division, guaranteed playoff berth. As for the 49ers and the Seahawks, this is home field advantage that we're talking about right here. So this is an important week coming up, week 18. The NFL playoffs are going to be incredible. You don't really know. It's wide open. You don't really know. Detroit, unfortunately, is eliminated. I had Detroit as one of my teams I think will make it to the Super Bowl. If Baltimore beats Pittsburgh and they get into the playoffs, watch out. I told y'all, Baltimore, when the playoffs start, it's a whole new season, y'all. You can't go by what happened this season. You never know in the playoffs. That's what makes the NFL so special. So next week, the battle for the division, Ravens and Pittsburgh. I'm picking the Ravens to go in there and win. I'm picking the Ravens, I'm picking the Panthers, and I'm picking the 49ers, of course. So, and speaking of the 49ers, Hell of a game last night with the Bears. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Let me go back a couple of bit. Mike Tomlin. Sometimes I think that everybody in the media get caught up in just having something to talk about. For him to even be considered as a possibility of being fired, it's blasphemy to me. It's very ridiculous. You're talking about a man who hasn't had a losing season since he's been in Pittsburgh. Locked in as the Pittsburgh coach. Never had a losing season. So are we saying that he's a possibility he should be fired? Why? Are you tired of him? Are you tired of winning? He made the playoffs once again. How can you even think about getting rid of somebody that's never had a losing season? And no matter how your team is, he finds a way to get them over the hump. Guy been there 13 or more years. How can you think about firing this man after all he's meant to the franchise of the Pittsburgh Steelers? The Rooneys chose him, and he's been there ever since. Big up to Pittsburgh for being consistent, for sticking with a coach. Because most coaches of color, they only got a small line of before they gone. You know what I mean? And this guy's been there all these years and has put in the work and has had his team ready every single year to play. And now y'all want to think about getting rid of him? This is just talk to me. I don't even take it seriously. Fire Mike Tomlin? Why? For what? Have you not won? Have you not won every year? Every year you haven't had a losing record. You've been making the playoffs. Super Bowl winning coach. Never had a losing season, and people are talking about, is it time for a change? And I disagree with that. He's going to have to prove that he needs to be replaced. You can't tell me a guy needs to be replaced and he ain't never had a losing season and had got Super Bowl trophies. So I just disagree with that. I can't fathom them getting rid of this guy because they just want to talk about something. I just don't believe that. So, but now 49ers and Bears, hell of a game. This is the best game I've seen all year. Hell of a game. Bang bang nana game. But 42-38. Brock Purdy 24-33, 303, 3 TDs, 1 pick. Caleb Williams 25 of 42, 330 yards, 2 TDs, no picks. I'm very impressed with the Bears. Very impressed with the Bears. A lot of young talent. That offensive line is incredible. They protect Caleb. That's been the difference for the Bears. That offensive line this year. I don't think people understand how important building an offensive line is for your team. If they can't get to your quarterback got more time to get to receivers. Your running back got more holes. That's one of the most important positions in the game. People would tell you the quarterback position is the most important. But if you don't have no offensive line to protect your quarterback gonna look average, no matter who he is. It's just that simple. You protect your quarterback can find receivers, and your running back can find holes. Your offense becomes legit. And that's why the Bears went from the way they was last year to where they are now, because they shored up their offensive line to protect Caleb Williams. So now the kid has time to throw the ball. You see what he really can do. Talented. And it came down to the last second. The team with the ball, or the team that could actually stop somebody at the end, would win. Because this was a hell of a game. Offensive firepower at its finest. If you're a 49er fan, I'm a 49er fan, but I've never been biased. But if you're a 49er fan, the Super Bowl is in San Francisco this year. You have a chance to win next week at home. You just won a one home game with the Bears. You win another home game with Seattle, You still at home for the rest of the playoffs. Where's the Super Bowl? It's in your house. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Could this be the year? You need to get some pass rush. You can't keep beating teams and allowing them 30 some points. The defense is actually has absolutely no pass rush. That is the thing that has worried me and it made me, I haven't been sold on my Niners because I really and truly believe that you have to get some pass rush on these quarterbacks if you're going to win. But time will tell. Hopefully, Fred want to come back. They're saying that he could be back for the playoffs. With the amount of injuries, like they have just about every year, the amount of injuries that the 49ers have had this year, and for them to still be in this position, this is Kyle Shanahan deserves Coach of the Year, in my opinion. That's the Coach of the Year. You don't lose your quarterback Brock Purdy for extended period of time. Look what's happening with Brandon Ayuk. Joel Kittle has been down. You lose Fred Warner and you lose Nick Bosa, your two best defensive players. And now you're in a position to get home field throughout the playoffs. That's Coach of the Year, man. This has been his best coaching job, completely. Even with the Niners record, you can still look at him and think, well, maybe, because the defense is not as good as it used to be. They don't have the interior linemen where they could just rush three and get to the quarterback. So it's a lot of things, kinks in the armor, a lot of things that will make you think the 49ers are vulnerable. But one thing we should all agree is that they paid Brock Purdy that money, and he deserved it. The kid is just a hell of a player. His ability to move with his feet and stop on a dime and get out of situations like he did the other night, avoiding that sack and getting the ball to his fullback. Those are the kind of plays that he can make that a lot of quarterbacks before him couldn't make. There should be no question. Just like I said weeks ago, when he threw those 3 picks in the first half, and everybody was saying, well, Matt Jones, stay with the hot hand. Matt Jones. I said, you don't pay this guy this much money. This is your quarterback. You don't pay him 50-some million to sit him for your backup. This is the guy that took the reins, went on the street, and have you noticed how many games has Brock Purdy lost this year since he came back? Have the 49ers lost? They didn't even punt. They haven't punted until last night. They hadn't punted the whole month of December. The guy has remained unscathed in the regular season, gets to the Super Bowl against Mahomes and loses in overtime. So it's time, and a lot of people would not give him credit. Shady McCoy. It's gonna come a time where y'all gonna have to just really just understand and realize that this is the quarterback, man. They made the right choice. This is your quarterback. The consistency that he has. It's about wins and losses, people. That guy hasn't had too many wins. He lost in the Super Bowl. But when he came back off this injury, he been cooking. Had that through the 3 interceptions, got the rust off. Now he's back to being who he is. He never probably will fully get the credit he deserves as being Mr. Irrelevant, the 7th-round pick. But how many 7th-round picks have you seen do things like this? The last time you seen that, the guy got 7 Super Bowl rings. His name is Tom Brady. So I'm just saying, it's going to be exciting to watch. This is my favorite time of the year, NFL playoffs coming. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping more content. I have to figure out who playing tonight. I might be back tonight after the game, but I just want to say something else. Anthony Davis. I've looked online. I've seen all the jokes. I've laughed, and all that. But it's sad to see. I would have loved for him to go to Chicago, but it's just the injuries are taking a toll now, and I hate to see a player on decline like that, and seem like it getting to the point where, hey, maybe you should think about hanging this, not lacing them up, but Only he knows. The Lakers look like they're in some turmoil right now. First, Austin Reeves is hurt again. LeBron actually is looking like he's 40. And I think the relationship between him and the Lakers are kind of on the end. You understand what I'm saying? I can see him and his son going back to Cleveland. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that's going to work out, but they didn't look good against the Rockets. They played actually a good team, and it wasn't even close. And so I think that it may be time to part ways, but only time will tell. You know what I mean? Uh, but like I said before, it's time to put up a shut up for everybody now. And NCAA, you still suck for not letting Notre Dame in because it's about money. Alabama did beat Oklahoma, but you got James Madison. See, it's about conferences because, like I said before, the committee and everybody can get money from the conferences. If you're independent like Notre Dame, you don't. It's all about money. You, like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. You left a team. You left a team that won their last 10 games out of the college football playoff. Think about that. And because James Madison is in a conference, you put them in. James Madison, can they beat Notre Dame? Come on now. I'm just saying. Come on, y'all. So for me, they gotta get it better. They gotta get it right. But I appreciate all y'all watching, man. Stay tuned for some more content on this channel, man. Just getting up and running, man. Bang bang Niner game. Hopefully this the year, but I will be covering the playoffs and covering more NFL. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all all for watching.